laminar and turbulent flow in pipes, and as a part of it we discussed what is laminar flow and how it is differentiated from the turbulent flow, especially based on the Reynolds experiment. And then we discussed the laminar flow in detail, where we derived the equations of velocity for laminar flow, and we discussed the shear stress distribution in laminar flow, entrance condition in laminar flow, and similar things were discussed for the turbulent flow. So anybody having any question from previous lecture may ask now before I start with the next lecture. Yes. Any question from your side? ये जब आप मीटिंग में आए तो प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट योर माइक इज ऑफ इफ यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन. Yes. Any questions from your side from the previous lectures? I hope you have downloaded those lectures. Recording has also been provided to you for the previous two lectures. So please go through them. And if you find it difficulty, so in the next weeks also you'll be able to ask questions through WhatsApp, especially or through email. Okay, so let me start with today's lecture. If you don't have any question, let me share the slides and start the recording. So today's lecture, as I mentioned, the last lecture, so it's relating to dimensional analysis, and the slides of which have already been shared in the last week. तो इसको भी उम्मीद है आपने डाउनलोड किया होगा, या नहीं किया तो इसको at your earliest डाउनलोड करें. So dimensional analysis is our last topic that we have to cover. First of all, few things related to introduction and the uses of this dimensional analysis. So dimensional analysis is a mathematical technique, utilize the mathematics to solve the problem, to establish relationship between physical quantities involving a fluid phenomena using only dimensions of physical quantities. So using the dimension of physical quantities, we use the mathematical operations or mathematics to formulate equations. So that is called as the dimension analysis. What are the uses of it? Number one, to develop an equation for a fluid phenomena in dimensional form. So it gives you the equation in dimensional form. This is the output of this dimensional analysis. This mathematical technique is used in research work for design and for conducting model tests. In dimensional analysis, one first predicts the physical parameters that will influence the flow, and then by grouping these parameters in dimensional combinations, a better understanding of flow phenomena is made possible. So these are some of the uses of the dimensional analysis. It is particularly helpful in experimental work because it provides a guide to those things that significantly influence the phenomena. Thus, it indicates the direction in which experimental work should go. So specifically, more importantly, dimensional analysis is more helpful in those works which involve the experiments. So we can make the model of some hydraulic structure like spillway, dam, etc. And through the dimension analysis, we can know what are the main parameters which will influence that particular condition or scenario, and accordingly we decide about the experiments to be done and what sort of experiments and how they are to be done. Types of dimensions, you already know there are two types of the dimensions. We have the fundamental dimensions, or the fundamental quantities, which are independent physical quantities, or basic dimensions we call them. And then the secondary dimensions are derived quantities, which are derived from the basic dimensions, are quantities which depend on more than one basic quantities or fundamental quantities. So already know fundamental quantities are mainly time, distance and mass, and sometimes we also take force if you are dealing with the force system. Derived quantities, you already know them for velocity, acceleration, density. So they are derived from the fundamental quantities, or they depend on more than one fundamental quantities. We have the system of fundamental dimensions, mainly MLT system we will using mass, length and time system. And sometimes we also use FLT system in some of the literature. It is also being used where they have used force as the fundamental dimension. So FLT system involve force, length and time, and these two systems are interconvertible. For example, if you want to convert force to the mass system, so you have to use this dimension for the force, and if you want to convert mass to force system, you have to use the following dimensions. It is based on force as per the Newton's equation, second law, second equation, that is force is equal to m into a, F is equal to m into a. Based on that, we have these dimensions, m for mass and LT minus 2 for the acceleration. Then coming to the methodology of dimension analysis, how we do the dimension analysis. So one of the main principle is the dimensional homogeneity. So basic principle in involving the dimension analysis is the dimensional homogeneity. We have to achieve this. We have to make the two sides of the equation equal so that we can find further things relating to the dimension analysis. So the basic principle in dimension analysis is dimension homogeneity, which means that dimensions of each term in an equation on both sides are same, are equal. So such an equation in which dimensions of each term on both sides of the equation are same is known as dimensionally homogeneous equation. So such equations are independent of system of units. For example, let us consider v is equal to under root 2gh. आपने equation पढ़ी होगी पहले से FM1 में especially. V is equal to under root 2gh. So we have to see whether this equation is dimensionally homogeneous or not. So we have to see the terms involved in this equation, and the dimensions of the terms on both sides of the equation must be same. For example, on left side we have velocity. What are the dimensions of velocity? LT minus 1. On the right side we have the other g, acceleration due to gravity, and h is units of length. So dimensions on right side are LT minus 2 into L. So it will be L square over T square. So taking under root, it will be LT minus 1. So it means that dimensions of left hand side of the equation and dimension of right hand side of the equation are same. So this means that this equation is dimensionally homogeneous. So in this way you can check many other equations, especially relating to hydraulics or fluid, for their dimensional homogeneity. So this is the concept of dimensional homogeneity, and this is how we check it for various equations. What are the applications of dimensional homogeneity? Number one, to check the dimensional homogeneity of an equation, यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, ये जरा correct कर लीजिएगा. To check dimensional homogeneity of an equation, this is one application of this concept. तो किसी भी equation की dimensional homogeneity हम इस concept से check कर सकते हैं. To determine dimensions of physical quantity, so using this we can find the dimension of physical quantity, any physical quantity जिसकी dimension हमें नहीं पता या हमें नहीं बताई गई. Number 3, to change coefficient of an equation from one system to other system. For example, you are given FPS system, any equation in FPS system, and you are asked to find the same equation in SI system. So sometime some coefficient, some difference in the coefficient is there. For example, some examples are mentioned over here. So check the dimensional homogeneity of a given equation. So you are given with this equation, Darcy-Weisbach equation, HF is equal to FLV square over 2GD. So head loss. So head loss in meters in length. The dimensions of head loss are L. FLV square over 2GD. Friction factor has no dimensions. Dimension of length is L. Dimensions of V square, that is L square T minus 2. Dimensions of acceleration due to gravity LT minus 2, and dimensions of D, diameter, is L. So so based on this you can see T minus 2, T minus 2 will cancel, L square and only one power L will remain. So this means that the left hand side of the equation will be equal to right hand side of the equation. So this is how writing the dimensions of the parameters involved in the equation on left and right side, we can check the equation is dimensionally homogeneous or not. So hopefully it's very easy and you can do it for various equations. क्यों भी कर लेंगे बाकी equations के लिए भी समझ आ गई इसकी how to check the dimensional homogeneity of an equation. Anybody still not able to understand? Yes. क्यों भी कोई तो रिस्पॉन्ड करे, किसी को समझ आई है कैसे करनी डायमेंशन होमोजेनिटी किसी भी इक्वेशन की चेक बाय राइटिंग दी डायमेंशंस. सी आर.
यस सर, आ गया समझ.
चले नेक्स्ट ये है कि इसमें हमने पढ़ा है कि वी कैन कन्वर्ट या चेंज द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एन इक्वेशन या वैल्यू ऑफ कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एन इक्वेशन फ्रॉम वन सिस्टम टू अदर. तो इसकी एग्जांपल एक दी हुई है, कन्वर्ट द फॉलोइंग इक्वेशन इनटू इंग्लिश सिस्टम. सो दिस इज द मैनिंग्स इक्वेशन, ये भी आपने पढ़ी हुई है पहले से. v इज इक्वल टू 1/n r पावर 2/3 s पावर 1/2. दिस इज द इक्वेशन इन SI system and you are asked to convert this equation in FPS system or English system. So how we can do it? So we can introduce one coefficient k, v is equal to k into 1/n r power 2/3 s power 1/2, and we can find the value of k in English system. So that is the only difference between this equation in SI system and in FPS system. Now substituting the dimensions of the physical quantities, dimension of velocity is Lt minus 1, dimension of k is coefficient constant, and n is the Manning's coefficient, it is dimensionless. Dimension of hydraulic radius is r, and dimension of slope is 1, it is also dimensionless, ratio of two same parameters. So from this we can find k is equal to Lt minus this will be this L power 2/3 will come to this side. So L power 1 minus 2/3, it will be L power 1/3. So k will be L power 1/3 into t minus 1. Now as the units of time is same in both system, तो टाइम के यूनिट्स जो है वो दोनों सिस्टम में सेम है, तो इसलिए ये सेम रहेंगे. द सिस्टम द यूनिट्स ऑफ लेंथ दे आर डिफरेंट in both systems. So we can put, because we know that in metric system and FPS system length is equal to 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. So we can put it over here. So 3.28 की जो power 1/3 answer is 1.49. So the value of k in English system is 1.49, and finally this is the equation, Manning's equation in English system or FPS system only. Instead of 1/n it is 1.49/n. So is it clear? क्यों भी समझ आ गई है कैसे करना है?
यस सर.
तो इस तरह आप किसी भी इस तरह की और क्वेश्चंस भी हैं जिसमें आप एक सिस्टम से दूसरे सिस्टम में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. सिर्फ आपने डायमेंशन को लिखना है और फिर एक सिस्टम से दूसरी सिस्टम में जो कन्वर्जन फैक्टर है वो लगाना है, तो आपके पास आंसर आ जाएगा. आई विल कंटिन्यू आफ्टर 1 or 2 minutes. तब तक जो है आप इसको Okay, let us continue with our lecture. So up till now we have learned dimensional homogeneity and its applications. Further, methods of dimensional analysis. So this is the main thing that we have to discuss today. There are two methods that we can use to do the dimensional analysis. One is the Rayleigh's method and other is the Buckingham's pi theorem. I think in your previous in some subject you have learned this. क्यों भी कहीं पढ़ा हुआ ये किसी कोर्स में या पहले से कोई?
No, sir. No, sir.
ये इस तरह का होता तो था,
Sir,
आई
ये
थिंक
new है।
एफएससी में था या कोई किसी मैथमेटिक्स में था. Anyhow, so Rayleigh's method and Buckingham's pi theorem is these are the methods that we can use for dimensional analysis. So let us start with Rayleigh's method. It is used for determining expression for a variable that is a dependent variable which depends upon maximum 3 to 4 variables. तो ये मेथड जो है हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं किसी भी डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल का इक्वेशन निकालने के लिए जो कि 3 या 4 वेरिएबल पे डिपेंड कर रहा है, इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. इससे ज़्यादा होंगे तो ये मेथड फिर उससे ज़्यादा बेहतर सोल्यूशन नहीं देता. इफ द नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स आर मोर देन 4 देन दिस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ऑब्टेन एक्सप्रेशन फॉर डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. For example, let x is the dependent variable which depends on x1, x2, x3. So these are the independent variable and this is the dependent variable. Then according to Rayleigh's method, we can write this as this equation in the functional form. X is a function of x1, x2, x3. And further we can write x is some coefficient, and finally this sort of equation will come after solving that x is some constant time x1 power a, x2 power b and x3 power c. So this is finally what we get as a part of this method and the dimensional analysis, where k is a constant and a, b, c are arbitrary powers which are obtained by comparing the power of fundamental dimensions. So what is the procedure involved in this? These are the steps involved in this method. First of all, you will write the functional, first of all you will see what is dependent variable and what are independent variables. Then you will write the equation in functional form. This y is the dependent variable and other are the independent variables. So you can write in this way. Then you write the equation in exponential form, that y is a function of x1 power a, x2 power b and x3 power c. Then you will select the suitable system of fundamental dimension. This is important. अब हमारे पास दो system, we can have two systems to work with, MLT system or FLT system, mass length time system or force length time system. Now if we are involved with the force in the given data, आपने किसी force का जो है relationship निकालना है, so बेहतर है आप FLT system use करें. लेकिन अगर आप MLT भी if you use MLT system, still it will work, but better is where the force is involved. For example, you need to find the expression for shear stress, you need to find the expression for shear force, for any other force or shear stress. So it means there is mentioning of force. So in such scenarios, better is to use the FLT system, force length time system. Otherwise, you can use the MLT system. So again, it is the preference. Otherwise, if you use the MLT system for all type of problems, that will also work. Select the suitable system of fundamental dimensions, substitute the dimensions of the physical quantities. Next step will be you will write this equation and you will just substitute the dimensions of dependent and independent variables. तो इसकी dimensions लिख देंगे आप. Then applying the dimensional homogeneity for MLT system or for FLT system, whatever, you will compare the dimensions of mass on both sides of the equation, dimension of length on both sides of the equation, and dimension of time on both sides of the equation. And by equating this, you can find these exponents a, b and c. तो आप ये इक्वेशन लिखेंगे, उसके बाद इसको डायमेंशनल, इनकी डायमेंशन लिख देंगे पैरामीटर्स की, y, x1, x2, x3 की. Then you will compare dimension, considering it is a homogeneous equation, you will compare dimensions of mass, length and time या force, length and time on both sides of the equation. तो ये आगे जो procedure करेंगे you will understand it more. Then substitute the values finally of A, B and C in this equation and finalize it. So this method is ideal up to 3 independent variables, as I already mentioned, or up to 4 independent variables. More than that will not give you the better solution. So let us solve one numerical relating to this and see how we can use this Rayleigh's method to find the expression using the dimension analysis. What is the statement? The resisting force R of a supersonic plane during the flight can be considered as dependent upon length of the aircraft L, velocity V, air viscosity mu, air density rho, and bulk modulus of air K, which is a resistive force, is a dependent variable and it is depending on length number 1, velocity number 2, viscosity number 3, density number 4, and bulk modulus of air K. So there are 5 independent variables and 1 dependent variable. So although this solution is not recommended for 5 independent variables, but just to make you understand how we can use this method, we can solve this numerical. So let us start with this. First of all, you can write the functional form of equation. Where R is function of length, velocity, mu, rho and K. And further you can write in terms of some coefficient and the powers of these dependent variables. So R is actually replacing this function with some non-dimensional constant. So A is a non-dimensional constant into, it should be in brackets actually. So L power A, V power B, mu power C, rho power D and K power E. So we have given any arbitrary powers exponents to the independent variables. Then we can substitute the dimensions of these variables, dependent and independent. तो हम dependent और independent variables की dimension को लिख देते हैं. What are dimensions of force? R is a force, resistive force. So that is mass into acceleration, MLT minus 2. अब इसमें बेहतर है कि हम FLT सिस्टम यूज कर लें, लेकिन अगर MLT भी कर लें दैट विल आल्सो वर्क. दोनों में कोई सिस्टम भी यूज कर सकते हैं. इसके बाद ये नॉन डायमेंशनल कांस्टेंट एज इट इज रहेगा, इसकी कोई डायमेंशन नहीं है ए की. व्हाट इज डायमेंशन ऑफ लेंथ L? दैट इज L पावर A. व्हाट इज डायमेंशन ऑफ V? दैट इज LT माइनस 1 और इसकी पावर क्या है? B है. व्हाट इज डायमेंशन ऑफ म्यू? काइनेमेटिक विस्कोसिटी. तो ये डायमेंशंस आपको फिंगर टिप्स पे होनी चाहिए. यू नीड टू मेमोराइज दीज डायमेंशंस ऑफ इंपॉर्टेंट पैरामीटर्स कमिंग इन द इक्वेशन. So dimensions of mu kinematic viscosity is actually it is equal to density into absolute viscosity is Newton's equation of viscosity से आएगी. ये tau is equal to mu du over dy. So what is tau? Shear stress. And what is shear stress? Newton per square meter, or it is MLT minus 2 into minus 2. So MLT minus ये आ जाएगा आपका MLT minus 4. तो ये इसकी डायमेंशन अगर आप निकाल लें, जैसे मैंने बताया न्यूटन इक्वेशन ऑफ विस्कोसिटी से निकाल लें, tau इज इक्वल टू म्यू डी यू ओवर डी वाई. तो इससे ये डायमेंशन आती है ML माइनस 1 T माइनस 1. क्यों भी ये निकाल लेंगे डायमेंशंस ऑफ म्यू.
Yes, sir.
फ्रॉम न्यूटन इक्वेशन ऑफ विस्कोसिटी tau इज म्यू टाइम डी ओवर डी वाई. सो tau की डायमेंशन आ जाएंगी F फोर्स ओवर एरिया FL माइनस 2 आ जाएगी. तो फोर्स को ये लिख दें. तो इट विल बी ML T माइनस 2 L माइनस 2. एंड व्हाट आर द डायमेंशंस ऑफ DU ओवर DY? So DU is LT minus 1 and DY is L. So that will be T minus 1. तो अगर हम इसको दूसरी तरफ ले जाएंगे तो ये आ जाएगा हमारे पास, इसकी डायमेंशन जो है वो आ जाएंगी. ठीक है. एनी हाउ इसको आप चेक भी कर सकते हैं इस डायमेंशन को. ML दिस शुड बी, इसको करके निकाल के देख लेंगे यही आती है कि नहीं. इक्वेशन लिखे tau इज इक्वल टू म्यू टाइम DU ओवर DY. tau is shear stress, that is force per unit area, so it is FL minus 2 and F is ML T minus 2 L minus 2. तो ये dimensions आ जाएंगी shear stress की या stress की, mu into what are dimensions of U, velocity LT minus 1 and dimensions of dy is L. तो इसको हम दूसरी तरफ ले जाएं, so mu will be equal to ML T minus तो ये आ जाएगा आपका T minus 1 plus 1 L minus 2. तो ये dimensions जो हैं मेरा ख्याल T minus L minus 2 यहाँ आना चाहिए, इसको मज़ीद आप चेक कर लें. Let me also see this. क्यों भी यही dimensions आ रही है इसकी. Dimensions हाँ यही है, ML minus 1 T minus 1. ठीक है, ओके. सो dimensions तो यही आ रही हैं इसकी, ओके है. ML minus 1 T minus 1 are the dimensions of the absolute viscosity is power is C. Dimensions of rho, that is mass over volume, so ML minus 3, and dimensions of bulk modulus, जैसे modulus of elasticity होता है तो इसकी dimensions भी stress की dimensions ही हैं. इसकी dimensions आ जाएंगी ML force into mass into acceleration, ML minus 1 T minus 1, सॉरी ये आ जाएंगी, सॉरी इसकी जो है dimensions ये आएंगी आपकी bulk modulus of air, तो इसकी dimensions है ML minus 1 T minus 2, इसकी पावर E है. इसको मैं चेक कर लूँ. Dimensions of bulk modulus, ML minus 1 T minus 2. ये ML minus 1 शायद नहीं आना चाहिए, ML M into L T minus 2 ही आना चाहिए. ये आप चेक कर लीजिएगा, इसके मुताबिक जो आगे सोल्यूशन भी थोड़ा डिफरेंट होगा. ठीक है, भी क्लियर है.
ओके सर.
ये जो डायमेंशंस है बल्क मॉडुलस की, ये चूँकि स्ट्रेस की डायमेंशंस ही होती हैं, तो ये आनी चाहिए फोर्स और ये आना चाहिए, एक मिनट सॉरी, हाँ ठीक है, ओके ओके ये सही है. ठीक है, डायमेंशंस ये ML minus 1 T minus 2 ये डायमेंशंस ओके हैं. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ after writing the equation in dimensional form in dimensions of the parameters, then we one by one compare the dimensions of M, L and T on both sides. For example, comparing the dimensions of M on both sides of the equation. So for M, dimension on left hand side is 1, तो इस यहाँ M की power 1 है. And on right hand side, what are dimensions of M? यहाँ C है, यहाँ plus D है, यहाँ plus E है. So C plus D plus E, this is the dimensions of M on right hand side. क्योंकि इस बात की समझ आ गई है कैसे dimensions को compare करना है दोनों तरफ, क्योंकि ये main step है इसका.
यस सर.
क्यों भी यानी इधर एक ही बंदा बोल रहा है, किसी और को भी समझ आई है कि नहीं? जिसको ये समझ आएगा उसको ये मेथड समझ आ जाएगा. तो हमने M की, we have compared the powers of M on both sides. Over here power is 1 is equal to, this is over here, on the other side power is C, plus D plus E. Then comparing the power of L. Power of L on left side is 1 and right side we have A plus B minus C minus 3D minus E. ठीक है भाई, A इसमें सेकेंड वाले टर्म में B प्लस B, यहाँ पे माइनस C, यहाँ पे minus 3D and minus E. So these are the powers of L on right hand side of the equation. Similarly, we can create the power of T. This is minus 2 is equal to minus B minus C minus 2E. Again minus B power है जो E की, minus C and minus 2E. So this is the power of T on both sides. So now then comparing, we have to solve these equations simultaneously to get the answer for it. Since the unknowns are 5, more than number of equations, so expressing A, B, C in terms of D and E. तो चूँकि 5 वेरिएबल हैं, 3 इक्वेशन हैं, तो हम जो 3 वेरिएबल हैं उनको बाकी 2 की फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं. So expressing A, B, C in terms of D and E. So solving the equation simultaneously, we can write A, B, C in terms of D and E. So for example, from this, A is from equation 1, what is D? That is 1 minus C minus E. And from equation 2, what is B? That is, if you put the value of D over here and solve it, so we get B is equal to 2 minus C minus 2E. ठीक है भाई. And then writing these two, इसमें अगर पुट कर दे B और जो है बाकी जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, सॉरी यहाँ से from equation 1, D is equal to 1 minus C minus E, and from equation 3, B is equal to 2 minus C minus 2E. तो equation 1 से ये आ जाएगा, equation 3 से ये आ जाएगा. Now if put these equation values B and D in equation number 2, तो यहाँ B की वैल्यू पुट कर दें, यहाँ D की वैल्यू पुट कर दें and solve it for A. So value of A comes to be 2 minus C. Now if you put these values in the equations, instead of A we can put 2 minus C. तो जहाँ जहाँ A आ रहा है, यहाँ पे A है, इसकी जहाँ हम 2 minus C पुट कर देंगे, B की जगह हम पुट कर देंगे 2 minus C minus 2E. और C जो है वो एज इट इज़ रह जाएगा, E भी एज इट इज़, D हमने फाइंड किया था. तो इनफैक्ट हम वी हैव फाउंड द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ A, B एंड D. यहाँ करेक्ट कर ले, D है इन टर्म्स ऑफ C एंड E. सो एक्सप्रेसिंग A, B एंड D इन टर्म्स ऑफ C, तो यहाँ D आएगा, ये D आप करेक्ट कर लें. ठीक है. So in this way we can get the values and we can put in terms of in place of A, B, C and D. C और E ऐसे ही रहेगा, बाकी जहाँ हमने वैल्यूज पुट की फाइंड की वो हम पुट कर देंगे. And we can further simplify it. So over here we are getting L square, we are getting B square, and we are getting rho power 1. So these will be taken out. So rho L square B square with definite powers will come out. A is non-dimensional parameter, and ये A ना भी लिखा हो तो इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. If A is not mentioned, still it will not make any difference as far as the writing equation is concerned. And further we can group, for example, this is L power minus C, this is L V power minus C, this is rho power minus C, and this is mu power C. So those terms involving power C, so they can be grouped separately. So we have rho power C, rho power minus C, V power minus C, and L power minus C. We can write rho over u rho v rho this mu over rho vl power c, and we can group the parameters involving power e. So we can write k over rho v square power e. So further we can write r is equal to a rho l square v square function of this is rho over this is mu over rho vl and this is k over rho v square. तो ये पावर ऑफ सी लिखे ना लिखे उससे इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लिख भी दे तो दैट विल आल्सो वर्क. दिस इज हाउ वी कैन फाइंड, जिसने यहाँ तक भी लिखा है वो भी ठीक है या जहाँ तक लिखा है वो भी ठीक है. तो इसको ज़रा गो थ्रू करें न्यूमेरिकल को, कोई अगर किसी का क्वेश्चन है तो वो पूछ ले, तो मैं 1-2 मिनट तक फिर कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. Okay, let us continue with the lecture. So anybody having any question in first method, Rayleigh's method? So hopefully you can do it. इसका procedure दोबारा एक दफ़ा मैं repeat कर देता हूँ. First of all, we need to identify the dependent and independent variable. Then we can write the equation of dependent variable in terms of independent variable. Then we can give them any arbitrary powers or exponents. Then we can write the dimensions of dependent and independent variable, and then we can equate the powers of involved dimensions, fundamental dimensions on both sides, and solving simultaneously. For example, if you have more number of variables than the equations, you can express few variables in terms of other. Like in this, we have expressed the variables a, b, and d. यहाँ c की वजह d आएगा in terms of c and e, like here, and finally we have given this expression. तो जैसे मैंने कहा c और e की पावर लिख भी सकते हैं, ना भी लिखें तो that will work. Any question up till now? Anybody having, please ask. तो इसी से रिलेटेड एक और न्यूमेरिकल है इसी मेथड से. सो दिस इज न्यूमेरिकल नंबर 7.32 ऑफ डॉफर्टी बुक, चैप्टर 7 के एंड पे एक्सरसाइज है, उसका न्यूमेरिकल नंबर 3 है. इन दिस न्यूमेरिकल लेट मी रीड आउट द स्टेटमेंट. तो उसको अगर आप सुने या उसको समझे तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या इसमें दिया गया है एंड व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो दिस इज 7.32. इन दिस he is asking derive an expression for the drag force on a submerged torpedo. Torpedo is some missile which is fired from the submarine. The parameters involved are size of torpedo. We need to find the expression for drag. So drag force का expression हमने निकालना है, drag, and it depends on length of torpedo, velocity of torpedo v, viscosity of water mu, and density of water rho. So these are this drag force is the dependent variable, and it depends on 4 parameters: length, velocity, kinematic, absolute viscosity, and density. So using Rayleigh's method, first of all we can write down that dimensional functional form of equation. D is a function of L, V, mu, and rho. And writing the equation in exponential form, D is a function of L power A, V power B, mu power C, and E power, rho power D. And then the third step is we can use the FLT system because force is involved. If somebody uses the MLT system, that will also work. कोई वो भी use करता है, वो भी सही है, और अगर FLT use करता है वो भी ठीक है. So using FLT system we can write F, that is drag force. Dimensions of F is taken as F, and dimensions of length is L, velocity is LT minus 1, absolute viscosity FL minus 2 into T is power C, and dimensions of density FL minus 4 T square. So we have to write the dimensions in terms of force for density and for this absolute viscosity. So afterward you can apply the dimensional homogeneity. So we have 3 equations of 4 variables, so we can express all exponents a, b, and d in we can express a, b, and d in terms of c. So from equation number comparing power of f, first of all, that is power of f is 1, and on the other side it is c plus d. Then comparing power of L, there is no L power here, so we can take L power 0, and on the other side it is A plus B. तो जिस पैरामीटर की पावर यहाँ मौजूद ना हो तो उसकी पावर हम 0 ले लेते हैं, ठीक है. So this is 0 is equal to A plus B minus 2C minus 4D. A plus B minus 2C minus 4D. And then for T, again there is no T over here, so T power 0 is equal to minus B plus C plus 2D. Minus B plus C plus 2D. Now from equation 1 we can write D is equal to minus 1 minus C. From equation number 3 we can write and put the value of D, that is 1 minus C. So we can find B is equal to 2 minus C. And from equation number 2, putting in the value of D and B, we can find A is equal to 2 minus C. So in this way, simultaneously solving equation 1, 2 and 3, we can find these parameters. Putting the value d is equal to a is equal to 2 minus c, b is 2 minus c power s आ जाएगी and rho is 1 minus c. So this will be rho L square V square and mu over L V rho power C. So इसकी L की पावर 2 है, V की पावर 2 है और rho की पावर 1 है. तो ये आ जाएगा rho L square into V square और जहाँ जहाँ पावर C है L पावर माइनस C नीचे आ जाएगा, V पावर माइनस C भी नीचे आ जाएगा, rho पावर माइनस C भी नीचे एंड mu पावर C है. So mu over L V rho power C, and we know that we can take this mu to the denominator, so we can we know rho V L over L over mu is Reynolds number, so we can write 1 over Reynolds number is power C, or finally we can write drag force is a function of is equal to rho V square L square and function of Reynolds number. So in this way we can write this expression. So any problem, any question up till now from the Rayleigh's method? क्यों भी किसी का क्वेश्चन है पूछ ले, सब कर लेंगे ये मेथड? Yes. Anybody having any question up till now from this method before we start with the next Buckingham's pi theorem? Okay, ji, let us start with the other method, that is Buckingham's pi theorem. So in this method, since Rayleigh's method becomes laborious if variables are more than fundamental dimensions, more than 3 or 4, so difficulty is overcome by Buckingham's pi theorem, which states that if ये main इसकी statement है, if there are n variables both dependent and independent, तो दोनों मिला के अगर n variables हैं, if there are n variables in a physical phenomena and if these variables contain m fundamental dimensions, then variables arranged into n minus m dimensionless terms which are called pi terms. तो अगर एक न्यूमेरिकल में एक प्रॉब्लम में n वेरिएबल्स यानी कि फॉर एग्जांपल 5 वेरिएबल्स हैं, दोनों इंडिपेंडेंट और डिपेंडेंट मिला के, और इन वेरिएबल्स की डायमेंशन जो है मैक्सिमम फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन कितनी हो सकती है भाई? क्यों भाई? हाउ मेनी आर मैक्सिमम फंडामेंटल डायमेंशंस? यस, एनी आइडिया? क्यों भी फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन कितनी है? 3 ही हो सकती है ना. तो अगर 5 वेरिएबल हैं टोटल और उन पांचों की मिला के जो फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन है वो 3 है, so how many pi groups we should make? How many pi terms we should make? n minus m, 5 minus 3, that is 2. So the same thing is stated by this theorem that if there are n number of variables involved and there are m fundamental dimensions of these variables, so there will be n minus m pi groups or pi terms we have to make. I will come to the properties of pi term later कि pi term होती क्या है, इसकी क्या further characteristics हैं. Now let x1, x2, x3 and x4 up to xn are the variables involved in a physical phenomena. Let x1 be dependent variable, x2, x3, x4, xn are the independent variables on which x1 depends. So mathematically we can write just like previous case, x1 is a function of x2, x3, x4 up to xn, or we can write function x1, x2, x3, x4, xn is equal to 0. So these are the forms of equation that in which you have to write the equations. Above equation is dimensionally homogeneous. It contains n variables, and if there are fundamental dimensions, then it can be written into the terms of dimensionless groups called pi terms, which are n minus m. So hence we can write this third step that function pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, pi n minus m is equal to 0. So how many pi terms will be involved? That is n minus m. Properties of pi term, each pi term is a dimensionless and is independent of system of units. तो हर pi term जो है dimensionless एक quantity है. Division of multiplication by constant does not change the character of pi term. तो pi term को अगर किसी कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया जाए या डिवाइड कर दिया जाए तो ये पाई टर्म ही रहती है, इसको चेंज नहीं होती. ईच पाई टर्म कंटेन m-1 वेरिएबल्स. तो हर पाई टर्म में जो है m+1 जो है m+1 वेरिएबल्स होते हैं, where m is the number of fundamental dimensions and also called repeating variables. So each pi term contain m+1 variables. तो एक इसमें डिपेंडेंट होता है और बाकी इंडिपेंडेंट या 3 इसमें रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल्स होते हैं और एक नॉन रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल होता है. सो ईच पाई टर्म विल हैव 4 पैरामीटर्स, 3 repeating variables, at least maximum 3 repeating variables and 1 non-repeating variable depending on the fundamental dimensions. तो हर टाइम 3 नहीं होंगे. अगर फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन 2 है तो ये 2 हो जाएंगे, 2 + 1 3 हो जाएंगे. ठीक है. तो किसी भी पाई टर्म में मैक्सिमम जो है 4 4 वेरिएबल्स होंगे, 3 रिपीटिंग एंड 1 नॉन रिपीटिंग. In the above case, x2, x3, x4 are repeating variables, and if the fundamental dimensions are 3, then each pi term will be written as this. So pi1, say x1 is a dependent variable, and x2, x3, x4 are the dependent variables. So we can, and x5 is a independent variable. So we are involved with the total number of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 variables involved in the phenomena, and there are 3 fundamental dimensions. How many pi terms we should make? That will be 5 minus 3, 2. So there are 2 pi terms that we have to make. Or if there are more than that, so more number of pi terms will be made. So maximum number of pi terms are n minus m. m तो है वो 3 ही होता है maximum, n जो है वो ज़्यादा हो सकता है depending on the number of variables. So pi term will be written as this. pi1. So in this x2, x3, x4, we have to select the repeating variables first. So in this method, the most important step is to select the repeating variables. For example, we have selected x2, x3, x4 as the repeating variables. So repeating variables will come in every pi term. इसलिए इसको repeating बोलते हैं कि ये हर pi term में आएंगे like this. x2, लेकिन इनकी पावर जो है वो फर्क होंगी. x2 पावर a1, x3 पावर b1, x4 पावर a1. ये C1 या इसको D1 कर लें, ये गलती से लिखा गया. and x1, so only power to the repeating variable will be given and no power to the non-repeating will be given. Similarly, pi2 term will be written. Now each equation is solved by principle of dimensional homogeneity, and values of a, b and c are obtained. Final results in the form of this. So finally we write this, that pi1 or pi2 or pi3 whatever is a function of pi2, pi3, pi1. तो एक pi term जो है which involves dependent variable is a function of other pi terms. So this is the final form of equation that we write. So in this method, the most important thing is to see how many pi terms is to be made, that is n minus m, and then writing the pi terms in terms of repeating and non-repeating variable and selecting of repeating variable. These are the 3 most important things in this method. So coming to the method of selection of repeating variables, अब इसमें कुछ guidelines दी हुई हैं. The number of repeating variables are equal to number of fundamental dimensions of the problem. अगर fundamental dimension 3 है तो repeating variable 3 होंगे, अगर 2 है तो 2 होंगे. ठीक है. So number of repeating variables must be equal to number of fundamental dimensions involved in the problem. तो maximum 3 हो सकती है, इससे कम भी हो सकती है. The choice of repeating variable is governed by following consideration. Number 1, as far as possible, dependent variable should not be selected as repeating variable. तो dependent variable को repeating variable के तौर पे नहीं लेना चाहिए, बेहतर यही है. Repeating variable should be chosen in such a way that one variable contain geometry, one contain flow property and other contain fluid property. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक लेंथ हो जाएगी या डायमीटर हो जाएगा, दूसरी जो है वो वेलोसिटी या एक्सेलरेशन हो जाएगी, तीसरी जो है डेंसिटी, विस्कोसिटी वगैरह हो जाएगी. तो इस तरह की रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल हम सेलेक्ट करें. ऐसा ना हो कि लेंथ, डायमीटर ये सारे रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल जो है वो ले लें, ऐसा नहीं है. तो बेहतर है एक ज्योमेट्री से हो, एक फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी से हो और एक फ्लूइड प्रॉपर्टी से हो. क्यों भी क्लियर है ये पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
The repeating variable selected should form a dimensionless group. So repeating variable जो भी हम select करें तो वो एक डायमेंशनलेस ग्रुप को फॉर्म करे, या रेनॉल्ड नंबर को फॉर्म कर रहा हो, या जो रेनॉल्ड नंबर में पैरामीटर आ रहे होते हैं वो बन रहे हो, या कोई और बन रहा हो इसमें। द रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल्स टुगेदर मस्ट हैव द सेम नंबर ऑफ फंडामेंटल डायमेंशंस। तो ये पहले बता दिया, रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल और फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन सेम होनी चाहिए। नो टू रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल शुड हैव सेम डायमेंशन। तो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता आप लेंथ डायमीटर दोनों को एक ही साथ रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल ले लें, क्योंकि दोनों की डायमेंशन सेम है। तो ये सेम रखना है। इसी तरह आप और भी जो जिनकी डायमेंशन सेम है उनको आप एक साथ नहीं ले सकते रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल के तौर पे। सो इसमें मोस्टली जो चॉइस है जो हम डील करेंगे, सो वी कैन सेलेक्ट डायमीटर, वेलोसिटी एंड डेंसिटी एज रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल जहाँ जहाँ ये दिए गए होंगे, और वी कैन सेलेक्ट लेंथ, वेलोसिटी एंड डेंसिटी रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल, और वी कैन सेलेक्ट डायमीटर, वेलोसिटी एंड विस्कोसिटी एज रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल। तो इनमें से कोई ना कोई रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल हम सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। एक ज्योमेट्री से रिलेटेड है, जैसे लेंथ है, डायमीटर है। एक फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी से रिलेटेड है, वन इज रिलेटिंग टू फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी, वेलोसिटी, and one is relating to property of the fluid, density or viscosity. Now let us discuss the procedure and solve numericals. First of all, we have to list the first step is list the physical quantities and note down the total number of variables n. Then note down the fundamental dimensions m. अब ये फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन कैसे पता चलेगी कितनी है क्यों भी, इस न्यूमेरिकल में या किसी भी न्यूमेरिकल में फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन कितनी है ये कैसे पता चलेगा? ये तो पता चलेगा नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल कितने हैं, एम कैसे पता चलेगा क्यों भी? एनी आइडिया? यस।
मैक्सिमम 3 है तो हम देखेंगे कि इसमें सर मतलब अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल इलाज के लिए तो इसमें सिर्फ 2 होंगे, इसी तरह हम उसको चेक करेंगे।
जी, एनी अदर आइडिया किसी और को पता हो? हाउ विल गेट द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट नंबर ऑफ फंडामेंटल डायमेंशंस इन्वॉल्व इन द न्यूमेरिकल? ज़ाहिर है 3 ही है, एम एल टी हैं, एफ एल टी हैं। एम एल टी फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम ले लें तो हमें कैसे पता चले कि इनमें तीनों आ रही हैं, 2 आ रही हैं? क्यों भाई? इसका तरीका ये है, द मेथड इज यू विल लिस्ट द फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज। फॉर एग्जांपल इसमें वेलोसिटी है, इसमें डेंसिटी है, इसमें और अब वो आप देखेंगे इन प्रॉपर्टीज में कौन कौन सी डायमेंशन फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन आ रही हैं, ठीक है? तो उससे पता चल जाएगा अगर मैथ भी आ रहा है, लेंथ भी आ रही है, टाइम भी आ रहा है, तो उससे आइडिया हो जाएगा, ठीक है? सो जस्ट राइटिंग द फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज एंड देयर डायमेंशंस वी विल नो दैट हाउ मेनी फिजिकल डायमेंशंस आर इन्वॉल्वड इन द न्यूमेरिकल. Then we will find the number of pi terms involved, n minus m. Write the equation in functional form. Y is a dependent variable, x1, x2, xn are the independent variables. Then write the in general form, and then select the repeating variables or primary variables equal to number of fundamental dimensions. Solve each pi term for unknown exponents by dimension homogeneity. Repeat the same procedure and calculate pi 2, pi 3 and all pi terms, and finally write this. Now let us solve the same numerical that we have done earlier with the release method. So you are given with the resistive force which depends on length, velocity, mu, density and k. So we can write in functional form, we can write in this form. Total number of variables are 6. The total number of fundamental dimensions are 3. वो कैसे पता चला? क्योंकि R में भी मैथ आ रहा है, इसी तरह इसमें भी मैथ आ रहा है, लेंथ भी आ रहा है, टाइम भी आ रहा है. So looking at these physical quantities, we know that their dimensions involve mass, length and time. So there are 3 fundamental dimensions coming in the dimensions of the physical properties in the numerical. So total number of dimensionless pi terms are pi terms will be n minus m, that is 6 minus 3, that is equal to 3. So we have to make 3 pi terms, and we can write function pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 is equal to 0. So number of repeating variables are equal to 3. So let us select the repeating variables as length, velocity and density. तो इनमें से काइनेटिक विस्कोसिटी भी ले सकते हैं, लेकिन बेहतर है कि डेंसिटी को लिया जाए. And it depends on your experience. Remember this dimension analysis, especially dealing with this repeating variable, it depends on the experience of the person who is doing the analysis. So with the experience, he will know that selecting this parameter gives you the better equation than the other. तो उससे भी पता चल जाता है कि बजाय रो के ये म्यू के हम रो को select करें. Anyhow, so we have selected the following repeating variables: one involving the geometry L, one involving the flow property velocity, and one involving the fluid property, that is density. Now writing the pi terms, pi1 will be repeating variables and one non-repeating variable, any one. अब इसमें 3 repeating variable हैं L, V और rho, और बाकी non-repeating है R, mu and K. अब इनको पहले में R लिख लें पहले पाई टर्म में, या जो भी कोई लिख दें, ठीक है. In second pi term, again same repeating variable with different powers and one non-repeating variable. And in third pi 3, same 3 repeating variables L, V and rho, and one non-repeating variable. So in this way we can write down these pi terms which have m plus 1 variables, 3 plus 1, 4 variables in this case. Now further, now in this case, now pi term is solved by principle of dimension homogeneity. What is that? So you can see pi terms actually is a dimensionless term. It means using the MLT system, we can write dimension of M is 0, L 0 and T 0 because it is dimensionless. So instead of this dimensionless we can write MLT power 0, and we can write the dimensions of the other properties like length is L, velocity LT minus 1 with power B1, and density is ML minus 3 with power C1, and dimensions of resistive force ML minus 2, T minus 2. Now comparing or equating the powers of MLT on both sides. So for M, 0 is equal to C1 plus 1. So from this C1 is equal to minus 1. For L, 0 is equal to A1 plus B1 minus 3C1 plus 1. So from this, putting the value of C in this, we can find A, and also for T, 0 is equal to minus B1 minus 2. So from this B is minus 2. Putting the value of B and C in this, A is minus 2. So in this way, writing the equations for powers of ML and T and then solving them simultaneously, we can get the value of C1, A1 and B1. C1 is minus 1, A1 is minus 2 and B1 is minus 2. Now putting the values in this pi term, so pi 1 will be equal to this one. इसमें अगर value put कर दें वापस, pi 1 will be equal to L minus 1, L minus 2, V minus 2 and rho minus 2. रो माइनस 1 आएगा, 2 नहीं आएगा, ये गलती से लिखा गया, रो माइनस 1 है ये. सो इट विल बी R over rho L square V square. This is pi 1. Similarly, we can solve pi 2, writing the dimensions and then comparing the equations, solving them. So C2 is minus 1, A2 is minus 1 and B2 is minus 1. Hopefully you can do it at your places. So again, writing this, we can write pi 2 term. So pi 2 will be mu over rho VL. ये यहाँ नीचे आ नहीं रहा, वो आपकी स्लाइड में आप देख लीजिएगा. इसी तरह पाई 3 की हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. पाई 3 जो है, पाई 2 जो आ गया, दैट इज रो म्यू इंटू रो वी एल, रो एल वी. सिमिलरली पाई 3 we can get the value C3 is minus 1, A3 is 0, B3 is minus 2. Putting the values of pi 3, this is pi 3, that is K over rho B square. Now combining them, so we can write function of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 are function of this is pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3 is equal to 0 are pi 1 is a function of pi 2 and pi 3, and finally R resistive force is equal to rho L square V square function of mu over L rho VL in and K over rho V square. So it's the same equation that we have already derived using the Rayleigh's method. Similarly, we can do another numerical 7.23. We can repeat over here again. So there are 5 variables involved and there are 3 dimensions involved, fundamental dimensions. So number of items to be made are 5 minus 3, that is 2. Pi 1, and selecting the repeating variable as rho VL. So pi 1 will be function of rho VL A1, B1, C1 power into D, drag force, and the other non-repeating variable is mu. So pi 2 is phi 2 rho V, rho power A2, V power B2, and C power V power B2 and L power C2 into mu. Now, then we can solve pi 1. This is F power 0, L power 0, T power 0, and writing the dimensions of rho VL in terms of force and equating the powers, we can again find A1 minus 1, B1 minus 2, and C1 minus 2. Putting the values, we can write pi 1 is D over rho V square L square. Then solving for pi 2, again writing the dimensions, equating the powers, and then simplifying it. A2 is minus 1, B2 is minus 1, C2 minus 1. So finally you can put the value pi 2 will be mu over rho VL, which is actually Reynolds number, taking this to the denominator. So finally grouping them, function pi 1, pi 2, 0, or pi 1 is a function of pi 2, we can write, and finally we can write D is rho V square L square function of Rn. Similarly, you can do this numerical at your places. It's again simple one. Today's lecture, anybody having any question up till now or from today's lecture, please ask. Yes, any question from your side from today's lecture? तो इसको आपने खुद से करना है, आज से न्यूमेरिकल्स को तभी होंगे. Yes, any question from your side from today's lecture? So this complete my coursework. As I mentioned, for midterm we have I have included 2 topics. The first two, forces on immersed bodies and elementary hydrodynamics, and in the end term course, these 2 topics will be mainly included and part of the midterm course also. That will decide later. So at least 20% you should come from the midterm as well. Yes, any question from your side? क्योंकि सबको समझ आ गई है बकिंघम पाई थ्योरम की कैसे करना है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, so I will end the meeting over here. I will share the attendance with CRs. Please mark it, and later maybe in the next week या इस वीक में मैं फाइनल करके मुझे जो है ना ये आप एक्सेल में व्हाट्सएप कर भेज दें, ठीक है? अटेंडेंस जो है जी जी
ओके सर, मेरा रोल 18L141, तो सर मेरी वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था लाइट की वजह से, मतलब क्या कहते हैं बैटरी डेड हो गई थी, एंड हो गई थी.
ठीक है, ओके जी.
सर वो
पेपर पैटर्न अभी बनाया नहीं है. पेपर जाहिर है न्यूमेरिकल्स और थ्योरी मिक्स ही होंगे, ज़्यादा शायद न्यूमेरिकल्स हों उसमें, ठीक है? जी डेरिवेशन तो हैं, डेरिवेशन जब करवाई है तो आएंगी, जाहिर है आप उसको खुद से करें तो होपफुली आपको अंडरस्टैंड हो जाएगा कैसे करनी है. जी एनी अदर क्वेरी? Okay, if there is no further question, I will end the meeting over here. So best of luck for your exams. And yes, question है पूछ लें. इसके अलावा भी क्वेश्चन वगैरह होगा तो यू कैन आस्क थ्रू व्हाट्सएप, अपना मैसेज कर दें या वहाँ पे वॉइस मैसेज कर दें, तो आई विल ट्राई टू रिप्लाई इट. So let me end the meeting over here, and as I mentioned, so next week your exams are starting, and then you will have to come for the psychomotor assessment. So during that week some submissions are due, so that you should make assignments, and you should bring your lab copies completed so that we can check it during those weeks. and you should be prepared for the lab quiz as well during the same weeks. So I'm going to end the meeting over here. So we'll have on-campus meeting during the exam and afterward during the psychomotor assessment.